Yo, yo. What up? What up? Well, looks like we got somebody backstage. Let's take a look here. Is that you, Microwave?
Hey, what's happening, man?
What up? What up?
Just making spaghetti.
Oh, sounds yummy. Just had some
But
tacos.
I know tacos are great.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Looks like we got a confession out of our guy, huh?
Maybe. Maybe.
Right. Maybe, just maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, what's up, Frank? What do you think, Microwave? What do you think? What do you think's going on with that? You think he's just ready to let it all out?
It looks like I don't know. He's looks like he's falling apart a little bit.
What's up,
Which,
Jules? Copper?
and that's not the way I thought it was gonna go either.
Well, rumor has it he didn't start acting all crazy until he got a chance to look at all the evidence.
Right. Yeah, seemed to
So,
be right.
yeah. Hey, Indy, Olivia. Oh, we lost Microwave. Anybody can call in. Everybody's welcome. Let me send that link back out there. Bam. Oh, looks like we got Microwave back. Good to see you
Yeah, my
back.
bad.
No worries.
Yeah,
Uh,
like I'm saying, it looks like you would have thought the guilt over the years would have been killing him.
I
But
don't think so.
right,
Yeah, doesn't seem to be.
right.
What's up, Red Queen? Man, too late for me. Got to get up and pay those bills. Caught you at the wrong hour. What's up, Keith? Sleuth, what's up, brother? Yep, if anybody wants to call in, there you go. Um, so we got some documents about to be released. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I got to see when they come out.
Murder Sheet seems to think it's going to be basically the inventory of everything that they collected at Richard Allen's home.
Huh. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, exactly. Booklets, bags. They were digging.
Didn't they say he had like trophies too from the crime,
Um,
or was that just like a rumor?
I don't know much about that. I can't comment on that.
I mean, everything's a rumor till they present what they have.
Mm-hmm,
Basically.
for sure. What's up, Jules? Good to see you, Jules. Copper Horse Hybrid. Let's see here. Check this out. I'm going to share it up on the screen real quick. Sorry, my allergies are kind of bothering me right now. So check the date on this. December 6th, 2016. And this is from Kathy Allen. I want to let all friends and family of my late brother John, and he passed away in September of that year, that I am working on getting his Facebook account memorialized, which she did. Yesterday was very upsetting for a lot of us, and I still don't understand what was going on with his account. Hopefully, this will fix it if it has been hacked by a monster of a person or persons. I wonder who this monster was. Hmm. Good to see you, Copper.
Food is done. Food is done. Huh. How'd you get a hold of that?
That was from early on before she deleted it.
Oh, okay, I see. So what, you think Richard Allen hacked her brother's account, or?
I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not sure.
Look, she says hacked by a monster. Like who else? If he's acting out, maybe he's triggered by some shit.
Right.
I don't know.
That's a hard one right there, buddy. Man, you know what else is crazy? When the murder sheet, the Keegan Klein interview. You hear me, Sleuth?
Yeah, I was saying what part?
Yeah, let me see if these earphones work. Hold on one moment. The Unsolved, he was live too. I just noticed. I had to pick between the two of you.
Yeah, that's what I was watching. I was like, damn, I was gonna go live, but he went live. I was like, well, just go live like 2 hours after. All right, here I am.
Right. He's a good journalist, man.
Yeah, I like his channel.
I do too. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I was happy to see him going live.
Mm.
Let me see here. So this is November 22nd of 2016. Says so tired of feeling like this every day. So this is just a few months before the crime. I wonder if like this had anything to do with Richard Allen.
Probably because my girl posts stuff like that all the whenever she's mad at me, she runs right to Facebook and she'll say something like that, you know, every time. You know what I mean?
Well, that's not cool.
I know. it doesn't even. It could be over something small and petty. She'll,
She'll put it out there.
yeah,
You
just
think that
something like
you think
that.
that's what you think that's what this was?
It could be. Yeah,
Let's see.
definitely.
She said, so tired of feeling like this every day.
If they're their husband and wife, they're together every day.
And look at the different smiley faces. It's kind of like ups and downs, you know what I mean?
Like she's going crazy,
No, kind of like she's bipolar or something.
right? And she could be.
I think I got one more. Let's see.
That doesn't dismiss the fact that he's a psychopath.
Let's see here. Kathy Allen, November 19th, 2016. How do we begin to say how excited we are for our daughter and soon to be son in law to be together forever? I knew when our son in law first approached me on Messenger. That's weird. So this guy approached her on Messenger. And in January of this year, he was the one for our sweet baby girl. So this is November 19th. This is just before the crime as well.
Right.
So you got a death in the family and you got his only daughter getting married. That might have triggered his ass.
I don't know.
Possible.
I don't see what could trigger you to go murder two kids.
Well, something did.
Right. Yep. And to our knowledge, he was hospitalized too, before or after the crime, one of the two.
Yeah, I think there's not a whole lot about. Not a whole lot to
right there.
To back that up.
Right. Do you think he was an alcoholic?
Well, the neighbor said, from what he knows, like Richard Allen would come home and then he would just kind of pull out the chair and just start slamming back some beers, and that seems normal to me. I mean, I spent a lot of my younger years, like that.
I did too. My whole 20s.
Yeah, that was like the best thing to do. You just throw a chair out and everybody kind of gathers around drinking beers, and when you run out, you get more.
Right. It's like, and it becomes like a social thing too. Like,
yeah.
For me, I couldn't hang out unless I was drinking.
So it sounds like that's kind of like what his thing was. He just pulled up the chair, and when the sun went down after work, he just drank. That was his thing. Question is, was he like one of those
what kind of
time, like a ticking time bomb? Like,
right.
He knew his wife. Maybe she was able to keep tabs on him, ever since they were married. And now that the brother died and she's suffering from this and that.
Well, she had her career too, right?
I don't know much about that.
She was a veteran, huh? Not a problem, buddy. She was a veterinarian, to my knowledge.
She worked in an office setting around that. I believe, yeah.
Well, they're every day, 4 to 6 days a week. There had to have been some kind of time gap, that she was gone. You know what I mean?
Medical leave, personal time.
Yep. She was out working, and he was able to do whatever, go to work or whatever. You know what I mean?
My theory is this: the brother died, the mom needed help. She was overwhelmed with all of that, so she had to kind of step up, right?
Yeah.
And that leaves Richard Allen to do whatever he wants to do.
Right. I don't know.
Tax says, I wonder who hacked it.
Say what?
Tax Cut says, I wonder who hacked it.
Who don't? I mean, I've had my Facebook hacked before.
Well, this is very similar because Libby had her Facebook hacked also.
I think a lot of people have. I remember one day I had my Facebook for like my last one for like a good 10 years.
And it's
And
like, but who would target this guy? Like, the only person that would target this guy is somebody that really was upset or didn't like him.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Look, let's see. She said yesterday was very upsetting for a lot of us. And I still don't understand what was going on with his account. Like, I wonder what that means. It's like, I wonder if there was a bunch of weird shit people were typing in, you know what I mean, in the comments, or maybe using his account to maybe comment on their stuff, maybe.
Hmm.
But that's weird. The fact that they're using the word hacked, you know, and then we got the Anthony Shots stuff, like just the fact that they're using that word hacked, man, it just makes my ears stand up.
And you might not be wrong. You
I
might be
mean,
onto
what is
something, seriously.
yeah, what the and then the word monster. Because think about it, who became a monster just 2 months later?
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
And he might have been displaying.
I think you might have cut out. Good to see you, Kay. Mary. Olivia too. Indy Pam. Digital. We lost you, Microwave. I can't hear you. Frank?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now. Hold on real
Oh,
quick. We got somebody calling in. Michelle, good to see you.
Hi. Hey, good to see you. Can you hear me now?
You're a little low. Can you turn it up?
you want to welcome to the store with me to get a Rillo?
And Microwave, we can hear you spraying or whatever that is. It's really loud.
Yeah, what's all that, like kitchen noise or something?
Yeah, it sounds like he's doing dishes.
That was like 3 minutes ago.
And I can hear it right now. It's like some.
Yeah.
Either way, Michelle, how you doing?
Hi. I'm a little under the weather. I've got a bit of a head cold. So I may not be able to talk for very long, but I thought I'd drop in
Thanks.
and say hi.
Well,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah. Hello. Good to speak to you, Sleuth. I have been doing the rounds of a few YouTubers. I was on Mr. Steve and Unsolved. It's very interesting listening to everybody. I have some strong opinions about Richard Allen's behavior in court and what I think he might be doing. But I would also, I think I saw Sleuth that it said it's a call in about anything. And I really want to send my wishes of hope out to the people in that goddamn submarine out near the Titanic. That is both my ultimate dream and my worst nightmare coming true for those people.
Yeah,
I
it's a
don't know if
claustrophobic
yeah,
nightmare.
yeah. But who doesn't want to go down in a submarine and explore under the ocean?
I don't.
Well, I do, and I have claustrophobia, and I still want to do it because it's Jules Verne shit, man. It's wonderful, but it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible at this countdown, and after what happened to the Kursk, I just can't imagine. So, yeah. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your other caller. But yeah, I can
Yeah,
talk for ages.
you did kind of interrupt Microwave.
I'm sorry, Microwave. I didn't mean to do that.
Well, I don't think he's still there.
Oh, sorry, Microwave.
He scared him
I
off.
have that effect on people. I can clear a room from straight across the ocean, mate. I tell ya, other side of the world.
So what's been going on with you?
Well, I'm a bit sick, but
Yeesh.
um, yeah, too many
State of mind.
cones.
State of mind.
Yeah, but yes, I've been very interested. So I don't know if you want me to go over my thoughts about Richard
Yeah,
Allen and
let's hear
his
it.
court thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
but man, as soon as he walks in and his eyes clock exactly where the camera is, right? And
Mhm.
he's perfectly lucid in that, in my opinion. All right,
That
I'm not a
split
medical doctor.
second, it's only like a
Yeah,
second.
it's a split second, and he's so good
Long enough.
because as soon as he does it, he then does this blur where it looks like he's looking at the officer that's just in front to the right from our point of view of the camera.
And he
It's
kind of
very
puts on
subtle.
like this smirk
Yeah,
too.
yeah, he does, and
Like
then he
this
goes and
downward like grin. Like
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
wasn't on his face
it's
when he came out of the room.
no, and then he goes in front of the officer that we can't see, and then he's all downcast and shuffling, and yeah,
Mhm.
I think and he, I'm sure he's fucked up. I'm sure he's medicated. I'm sure he's
He's probably got
just
himself
losing
psyched
his mind.
out.
Yeah, he'd be losing his mind, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
he's got a
I
plan. He's got the whole
think
plan is to be psyched out.
yeah, and it's probably to discredit some of these apparent admissions and
Yep.
confessions to various people, I would
Mhm.
say. And it's a pattern that you see so many times for these perpetrators of crimes to act kind of sick, kind of bit crazy. I mean, the most egregious one was that D'Angelo guy. You know, he came in a wheelchair, looking all
Mhm.
like he was gonna die. I think
The
he even had a
the
bloody
mob boss.
yeah, the mob boss. Even that fat bastard who did all those sexual assaults to women, that Harvey Weinstein, he
Yep,
even tried to pull
Harvey.
that shit,
Yep, I
right?
remember that shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Didn't it work?
It's
Did
just
it work for him?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I don't know.
Uh,
What an
yeah,
asshole.
Harvey. Yeah, there you go. Good example.
Yeah, yeah. And so I have very little faith in that um, act, if you ask me. But he would be fucked up. He'd be very psychologically disturbed. And I think it's because what I hear in my head all the time is Doug Cutter's words: we know this is about power to you, right? What
Mhm.
worse situation for a person who wants to exert his power to be? He is so powerless at the moment in his situation, right?
Mhm.
It must be torture for him. It must be embarrassing for him. It's shattering his internal fantasy world that he has created for himself, And his reality, his carefully curated reality, his image to the world is also completely shattered. I think that's why he didn't even look at his wife. I don't think he can look at his wife when he was supposedly walking past her. And this time he didn't look at her and say, I love you. Sorry, I'm rambling.
Well, I feel like she wasn't there to keep an eye on him. If this is his high school sweetheart and everybody's like, well, if he did this, why hasn't he done it before? Right? He's done it before. Well, maybe he hasn't. Maybe he never really needed to. Maybe somebody was always there to keep him in check. And the one time that this person is not there to keep him in check and he's kind of wandering the land amongst the other predators, he's left alone, and then where does he go? He goes to familiar territory.
Whoa. Yeah, for sure, absolutely. And I was interested to hear, I believe it was The Unsolved, was talking about an apparent hospitalization in 2015. Oh, it's hard to hear you, sorry. But where he apparently lost it or something and was hospitalized or something after a call to the police in 2015. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I would like to know what triggered that as well at the time. Because this might be the start of other episodes or outbursts from RA in the past. Because, you know, we've looked and said, where the hell would an attack on two young people out of the blue come from? There's nothing in his past, no criminal record. Well, we might start to see some of that stuff.
Yeah, it was a quick report. Apparently, it was a domestic issue. It's on record. Law enforcement showed up, and he was drunk. And his wife said, "Either you're going to like rehab right now, or they're gonna arrest you." And he went to rehab.
Right. Yeah. And yeah.
Microwave, you still there? There's like a loud noise or something.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there you are. All right, you guys, feel free to hold it down. I'm gonna be right back. Chat, hang tight. I'm just gonna go grab a quick water, and I'll be right back. But you guys continue to talk.
You're loud, Microwave. How's it going anyway?
So what?
You're really loud in the background. It's like you've got wind. Oh, that's a
I
little
know.
better.
Yeah, I was walking to the store. It's like right down the street from my
Yeah.
house.
All right. So I don't know about you, but I get the impression that Richard Allen gets bossed around quite a bit in his life, maybe a bit henpecked, as they used to say.
Right.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's just an impression I get. What do you reckon?
I mean, I get bossed around by the women in my life. I don't snap out and go crazy.
No, it's true. True,
By my
true.
mom, my sister, my wife, they all boss me around.
Yeah,
I'm like a little errand boy and all that stuff, you know?
yeah, yeah. But maybe if you had similar psychological issues and repressed rage or possible addiction issues like Richard Allen, you never know.
Right. Right, because,
Yeah,
you know, we can say whatever we want. At the end of the day, we really don't know what was going on in his mind. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
We can say
Yeah,
whatever we
exactly.
want, but we're not in his mind to know.
Exactly. And with the documents meant to come out this week, um, we're not going to really get medical stuff because what is it? In your country, it's HIPAA, HIPAA or something regulations. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm here by myself. That's weird. I can't hear the background anymore. Okay. Can people still hear me in the chat? Just so I know I'm not talking to anyone.
I mean, I can hear you.
Oh, good, good, good. Thank you, because I couldn't hear you for a minute.
Yeah, I stepped out of the house for a moment. I'm away from the Wi-Fi.
All right. Oh, Mary Flynn is saying HIPAA. Yeah. So thank you, Mary. Thank you, Olivia. All the people now. Yes. So we
Yeah,
probably
the
won't hear
HIPAA
much.
law. They're not supposed to release any kind of medical records of yours, you know, by law.
Yes, yes, exactly. So we won't hear that. So I'm glad that we will get to hear his work record in CBS because my understanding was that was approved to be included. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Anna Lisette, that's very interesting. So if his mental state is used at trial for his defense, we will learn about his medical records. Yeah, that's Vikisef Vik. Yes,
Can I get
V3. Very likely to say component. Yeah, yeah.
What I miss?
Well,
What I miss?
I'm just rabbiting on, but I'm interested in what Vitkis V3 is saying. I
What's up,
don't think
bossy?
people are. I don't. Well, I can only speak for myself. I'm not really skipping over it, but I remember them saying that there was no evidence of SA, sexual assault. But is that going to be likely to come out in the documents that are due to be released? I doubt that they're going to release any autopsy stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna hear about that. Maybe during a trial, but we might not even go to trial.
Yeah. No.
probably just what
But we
evidence
don't
that they
need to
have
know that.
against him. If there's evidence of sexual assault, they're probably going to release that.
During trial, but I don't think in these documents.
Yeah.
Unless
No.
unless they actually tied some kind of DNA together, but they would have already talked
Yeah.
about that in my opinion.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Very interesting. I really want to know what they were looking for in RA's backyard.
Yeah, they were digging. They
Yeah.
had metal detectors.
Yeah. And looking for something small because they didn't dig much. So what on earth could that be? Like, what would be so small that would show up with metal and be worth burying, but so shallow and so small? I'd really like to know.
Welcome to the chat, GP.
Hey, Sleuth.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. What's on your mind?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if maybe I was in a microwave or, but I, I got one question really to ask, and maybe you guys might see why I'm asking. Anyway, so my question is, do you think since they dug out the fire pit, do you think that's the other part of maybe the fabric, maybe some sort of fabric?
What do you mean, like a
You said
trophy?
something, no, like maybe he burned it.
Yeah,
Maybe he
something he
burnt
would
something
burn,
in there.
but they wouldn't be able to recover it if it was burnt. If it was fabric and it was burnt, they wouldn't be able to recover it. The only thing they could recover if they burned it would be something metallic, maybe, or
Okay.
something along those lines.
Metal, maybe.
Yeah, because when you burn it, maybe it doesn't just melt away and it just kind of sinks to the bottom.
Yeah, because after 5.5 years, whatever, almost 6,
Yeah, and
it
maybe
would melt
this
down.
and it could be buttons, maybe this guy tried to
Right,
burn something, maybe he panicked. Maybe this wasn't something that he did after the crime. Maybe he did it recently when they were searching the Wabash River. Maybe
right.
that's yeah, maybe the neighbors saw him like, hey, this guy was doing something weird back here recently. You guys
Maybe
should check it
getting
out.
rid of the phone, maybe whatever. It could be anything. That
Yeah,
was
and I'm not
that was
sure.
my thought.
And hopefully when they release this inventory of what they recovered during the search, hopefully it'll be there. I would really like
Right.
to know.
Yes, all of us would.
Yeah.
Yeah, personally.
Yeah.
Well, it's been going on for so
Sure.
long.
Yeah, I mean, the least they can do is just give the basic details of what the hell is going on here. They're going to say something like others might be involved. Okay, you can't just say that when you let
Right.
the suspect that's in jail now, free for 6 years, and he worked at the local drugstore. You let him bounce around this town. You know what I mean? And now you're trying to tell me that there's other people involved? Like,
Right.
you better give us some answers, because if you let the local drugstore Photoshop guy run around, who else are you letting run around? What is it? The McDonald's guy? Is it the band coach? Is it the soccer coach? Is it the sheriff? Like, who else? Like, who is
Right.
this?
They're right
Who's,
across the street, basically.
yeah, if there's others involved and you let this guy go free for 6 years, who's this other person?
Yeah.
Right. And as far as the mental part goes, I, I was listening to Michelle, and when did he go to the mental hospital or whatever it was? When was that? Does anybody know? When did she say, "Hey, you either go here or whatever"?
Well, GP, apparently, I was listening to the Unsolved show this morning, and that's
Uh-huh.
something that I was hearing him say. Now, he's a really well, you know, a thorough journalist, and so I don't know the details. Maybe Sloop, because I think Sloop was in that show as well, listening. But it's something I only came in 10 minutes later to that show, so I'm not sure exactly of the details. But what I was saying is I really want to know more about that. So I'm with you. I want to know more about that. But I did hear him
Right, because
saying
if he
something
was
about
mental,
it.
then he's
Mm,
look. You don't just turn mental like that.
No.
It's not a flip of the switch. This is something that's been building over years.
Yeah,
Maybe he's had it
yeah,
since he was.
well,
I
it could
mean,
be
he
a
was
series.
adopted, right?
It could be like a
yes.
series of events. Here, I posted a video in the Discord. Let me just grab it real quick. Here it is.
Hmm.
Let me play it. Hopefully, you guys can see this.
I don't know how to see it. There it is. Yep.
Can you guys hear it? I'm gonna play just a real quick part. Let me know if you can hear it.
Our top story tonight at 6, the arrest.
Yeah.
County dispatch records show he had one in
All right. Okay, this is the part that we want to focus on here. Let's pay attention here.
I don't know. In 2015.
2015.
The sheriff said it was a domestic issue.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say that might correlate to the thing Unsolved's talking about.
Yeah, this is yeah, let's finish this, then we'll talk
That
about that. 2015. This is the same incident.
Issue where Allen was supposedly drunk and his wife took him to a Lafayette hospital. No longer.
Did you hear that?
Mhm. Yeah. Yep.
So
Yep.
there you go.
Yep.
Wow.
That was a little long-winded, but hey, there you have it.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what triggered that.
It's something. You just don't become mental. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah.
loud and clear.
Oh, okay.
Well, the
It's
way
like,
I see it is his brother-in-law passed away. His according to these Facebook posts, his daughter was married just before the crimes happened. So there goes his only daughter. Um, yeah, I mean, his world could be crumbling for all we know.
Yeah.
hmm,
Yeah. And interestingly, and look, this is just my opinion and it's just speculation and it's just based on the very limited images and video I've seen of him, but he's a very strange guy, right? He has a very what they call flat affect, right? His facial expression is not animated, it's very odd. He reacts oddly in odd situations. Like we've all seen that video with him in the pool room where he suddenly starts dancing like a freak, oddly when he, I don't know, it's just weird, right? And he makes weird mugging faces to the camera or he just stares blankly with that starey eye. Personally, I think there's a chance he may be neurodivergent of some kind, like a bit different, right? And I'm not having a go because I myself am, right? And that might be why I can see that in him. And so he's a little different. He kind of stands on the side of things, and he has outbursts of anger. We've heard of that sort of thing. And those types of people often have difficulty coping with change. Speaking from my own experience, transitioning from one state to another. So it's potentially possible that changes in his daughter or his wife having to go look after the sick mother, brother-in-law dying, he may really struggle with changes like that. He may
Well,
lash
let's
out.
see.
It-
Jessica Mendoza says his eyes haven't lost weight. Same evil look from the mugshot.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, maybe
But
he's
you know what I mean?
bipolar.
Yeah, he could be anything like that. We don't know anything like that. And I'm very interested to know what might have set him off in 2015. Like, I know his daughter is a bit older, but what was happening? Was she graduating in 2015? That sounds a little late for her to graduate, but did she get engaged around about that time? You know, what? What was happening at 2015? That's the only other similar incident that we've heard about. I want to know more. He's very interesting because I personally don't think this murder, if he's found to be guilty of two girls, Libby and Abby, could be the only major,
No,
you know,
no.
crime.
I agree
Just,
with you on that. I
yeah.
agree. Because
And maybe, oh, sorry, go on.
a simple man, like they per se him to be, doesn't just go out and commit two murders. You just don't do that. There's just something,
Statistically,
or
you
he's
don't.
done something. And maybe we just don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Statistically, you don't see it. And, you know, even, and if it was sexually based, maybe he has some kind of sexual misconduct or sexual offness, sexual
I would like to hear from his
weird.
classmates and maybe his young love
Yes,
interests.
exactly.
You know,
Yep.
sixth
Yeah.
grade, seventh grade, eighth grade. I would like to hear
Yes.
from those women that he was interested in. How did he try to
Uh-huh.
court them? Did he become violent?
Yeah.
Was it weird? You know, what are I would like to hear from them.
Yes. Inappropriate. Um, was he making assumptions? Did he not know how to read them and find them odd? You know what I mean?
Hey, Jules.
He's only ever had. I mean, his wife Kathy's been with him since what, high school? Did they say?
What's up,
Yeah.
Marbles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. They were actually, I believe, they graduated or at least went to school, and they graduated in '91, and they went to school together in North Miami. But I know that they both went to Peru High School and North Miami.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Right. Oh, daughter graduated with associate's degree in August 2015. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, it's very interesting to me.
It's kind of hard to imagine.
What's up, Microwave?
Hey, you think maybe his wife was having an affair?
I don't know. I heard rumors of swingers and stuff like that.
Wow.
Honestly, I did hear. I actually heard that.
I think I heard
Really?
that too.
Well, if they're drinking, you know, and I don't know, I always thought kind of methamphetamine might have been involved.
Wow.
Yeah, and who knows? There's a lot we don't know about Richard Allen,
Right.
because apparently he actually had a Facebook and he deleted it, I guess.
Do you know when?
Yeah, I think sometime before the New Direction presser.
Mm,
From what I hear, I don't know. Maybe he never had one at all.
right.
Wow. See, that's what I'd like to see come out in this document reveal. I'd love to see his computer records, what he visited,
Yes.
what did he search for in the days after the girls were discovered. You know, we know what the clients were looking for, but What was RA doing?
Maybe he was just a perv when his wife wasn't around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if he's hanging out with his old buddy, his old high school buddies, and because those classrooms between like 87 and 91, they were like a dozen kids in those graduating classes. They all knew each other for sure.
Right. And my theory is either his wife didn't know anything at all or she knew everything.
Well, she had every reason and every opportunity for deniability, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that doesn't excuse everybody else around her.
Right. Like, I wonder who his friends were, like his really close friends, the people that he talked to.
Well, you
His
saw that
social.
report that we just watched from Fox, and that lady was like, "Well, I knew him, and I absolutely don't understand how his mother and father didn't recognize him." So maybe,
Exactly.
so when Doug Carter's like reaching out to the public, maybe he's not concerned with the wife. Maybe he expects her to be in denial. And maybe he's really reaching out to those folks and expecting them to kind of be like, "Look, man, like, yeah, that's my son." Then they can
Exactly.
And
conduct a search, I think, at that point.
but I'm confused by that because they then had the idea. They knew that it was Richard Allen by then, didn't they? Because he had been cleared as just a possible witness. Isn't that the case? And so there was that text message of his friend saying, "No, it's not Richard. He was cleared
Well, the way they make it
as
seem as if he was misfiled, kind of swept under the rug.
Right.
yeah, yeah."
They
But
lost
then
it
at
in the
least
pile.
Almost like they didn't fully look into it.
Like they shoveled it under the pile, even.
Yes. Yes.
yeah. But this was I don't know whether it was Facebook text chatter or whatever. And one of them was saying, must have said it looks like Rick, and the other was saying, no, he's not Bridge Guy. Oh, sorry, he was Bridge Guy. That is a photo of him, Rick, but he was cleared. He went to the police, and it's not him. He's just a witness. So there were some people that knew it was him.
Let me read this comment real quick from Anna Lissette. If daughter was married in late 2017, which is true,
Yeah,
and wife was tied up with brother and mother in 2016, Richard Allen may have felt like he lost his support system 100%. And that's the way I
yeah,
feel
Right.
about it. Because
yeah.
think about it, there's always some kind of traumatic experience
Mm,
and then the crime. We learned that from the listening to the FBI, right? Thomas Jerome Bruce. Before any time he did anything really messed up, it was a bankruptcy. It was he lost his job. It was something depressing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're talking about the guy that did all that stuff in that Catholic store or whatever?
Yeah,
Okay.
that dude was nuts, man.
Yeah, that's a horrible crime he committed.
Very crazy. And this dude, and he was out looking for a job, and the dumbass left his card at the bar because he was just looking for a job anywhere. He left it with them, didn't realize it got all messed up at the bar, and when it committed this triple, I think it was a double homicide.
Crazy.
Yeah, very crazy.
Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, like I said, I think either his wife didn't know anything or she knew a lot.
Yeah, she could
I
have
mean,
known everything. She could have, it could have been her idea for all I knew. For all I know.
you know how relationships are. Either you tell your girl everything or you tell her nothing.
Well, Garrett Kurtz blamed all his crimes on his girl.
Mm-hmm.
Way to go, Sleuth.
Right?
Yes, I am Nicole's aunt. So yes,
Yep. Exactly.
we sure did. I sat there and listened to him pull all that crap right out of his mouth.
Yep. How convenient.
Yes. But I feel like maybe Richard Allen, maybe he felt like since his wife was busy with her brother and his daughter, maybe he felt alone
Yep. I could see that.
and he went a different direction. And I, I don't know. I still have a hard time with that because,
Well,
like,
I
I
call it
agree with Michelle.
monster in the closet is what I was thinking because I've been thinking about this all day actually. Um he's been contained, right? This monster. Most
Right,
monsters they might achieve dominance in their within their home and they can kind of wander at their will like
right.
BTK. He became like a park ranger, but Richard Allen, he was kind of happy to be contained. He's like, yeah, I am a monster. I have a horrible past. I have something in me that compels me to do this. But I have this person here who's constantly with me, who's containing me, keeping the monster in the closet, right? And
Yeah,
maybe even for all these years. Then all of a sudden, you have this huge person who was apparently a very religious uh, part of who they were. This guy, Johnny Walker, who passed away in September, very religious. So he could have been kind of like a spiritual leader for them, like let's follow Johnny. Let's follow Johnny. Well, Johnny's gone. Who do we follow now?
yeah. But I guess what I'm confused is the cops said that he left signatures. I'm trying to figure out what kind of signatures could a man like that leave. That's the confusing part.
Well, why do people leave signatures? There's typically three reasons: shock. They're trying to hide the fact that they know them, and then they're also trying to mislead investigators.
Yeah, yeah,
or or it's part of their fantasy, like the
Ritual.
tableau.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, the
right.
ritual. Yeah.
Ritual is the third one. You're right.
and
So
and and I would tend to think it would be that one for this type of crime, from what the reports have
ritual.
been
Where
on
does
the
Richard
internet.
Allen fit into that? That's why I'm curious to
Yeah,
understand the inventory of what they found. What was he
Yeah.
absolutely.
into? Did they find occult books?
Yeah.
Wow.
Something like that?
Mm, interesting.
What
Do
was he into?
do we know anything about his parents? Yeah. Do we know anything about them?
Well, rumor is he's adopted.
Right.
Um, we know maybe there. That's what I'm saying. Like he could have. We don't know anything about his past. Like maybe that's what I'm saying. That he could have undergone maybe some type of weird punishment, abuse. We have no clue.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Did
would
he?
definitely triggering.
Yeah. Did he and his family go to church regularly, or were they religious or not religious?
Well, yes, his wife and the brother-in-law, his wife's brother was very religious. You can read the
Mm,
here. Hold on, I have the obituary right here.
okay.
Thank you.
Here, let me share it with you guys on the screen. It says here, Johnny A. Walker, also known as Johnny Boy, age 39, passed away September 27th, 2016, due to complications from a recent motorcycle accident. He was,
Hmm.
let's see, he grew up, spent his entire life in Peru, Indiana, graduated from Peru High School. His most recent employer was Western Bremen Industrial in Peru, where he had worked for the last 10 years. Very much enjoyed the job. Coworkers humored them. Although John never got married, his actual calling was to take care of our mother after father passed away, and he did an excellent job. So that's the task that Kathy had to take over. It says here John was an extremely strong man of faith and was a member of the Church of God Worship Center of Wabash, Indiana, where he and mother attended regularly together. There you go.
Wow. Wow. But I wonder if Richard Allen was religious. And his wife, I wonder if he resented their religious family.
Ooh, that could be.
Well, that's why.
Wow.
Let's read that and then let's go back to this here. So just after his death, couple months after his death and a couple months before the murders of Abby and Libby, his wife says, I want to let all my friends and family of my late brother John that I am working on getting his Facebook account memorialized. Yesterday was very upsetting for a lot of us, and I still don't understand what was going on with his account. Hopefully, this will fix it. If it has been hacked by a monster of a person or persons.
That's gotta be Richard Allen.
Yeah. Is that part of his anger? Is that what we're seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's yeah.
And if it was shocking to that side of the family, then you can imagine some sort of nasty, anti-religious or satanic or mocking the religion or faith of that
And it
person.
shows his kind of like his social networking ability too, maybe, if it is him.
Yeah.
Not saying it is, but I mean that's very strange. We see the word monster and hacked.
Yeah.
Makes me think of Anthony Shots and
Yeah.
Monster who was on that bridge.
Yeah. And if there's some sort of like disrespect of religion or mocking religion, that's a common theme then. If that's
with the signatures.
Yes.
Good point. Very good point.
Yes. And possibly with the Stevenson case, not saying that it's the same perpetrators, but maybe the same attitude.
Why were they interested? Right?
Yeah, like maybe it's because of a hatred of religion or a disrespect or a mocking of it, sort of thing, Yeah.
Good catch.
Maybe.
Good catch.
So, I don't know. It's just speculation though, isn't it? Sorry, I'm a bit sick.
Wow. I've never really thought of that, but that's a good catch, Michelle.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got a wild imagination, so.
Well, I do too. I'm like all over the place, so.
Yeah, and I was brought up Catholic, and it's so funny because in all like those sort of devil worship and horror movies and stuff, it's always like Catholic imagery that's twisted, like the upside down crucifix or three scratches to mock the Trinity and stuff like that.
I grew up Catholic, and they're pretty wicked.
Well, yes,
I was brought up. Right, I was brought up Pentecostal, so a lot of people said throw a stick on the ground, it'll turn into a snake or whatever. So
what about the Cray Ross Renfro? Good question. Vicky's like, Sleuth, what about Richard Allen's alias Cray Ross Renfro? I think they kind of debunked that. I think they got that some kind of wires crossed there that has nothing to do with him. And I kind of looked at this person. I see no connection. There is an actual person in Kokomo though by that name, but I haven't heard anything and I haven't found anything.
What am I lying about? Kay says I'm lying.
Who?
Kay.
Right,
I just want to know, what am I lying about? Kay?
Is it this one here?
And the guest with the accent, which you all have accents, so I don't know who she's talking about. Just kidding, it must be me, right?
He had girlfriends.
Oh wait, Marbles, hold on. Flowers for Miss Sleuth. Aw. Thanks,
Aw.
Marvel. That was sweet. All right, we got 10
So,
minutes. Let's close it out strong if we can.
so Kay, the guest with the accent is not telling the truth about this. I'm sorry to say that, but I have to. Check what you're saying before stating it as facts. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I have a cold. But Kay, I think I've been pretty clear in saying that,
Oh, here it is.
I'm speculating and it's my opinion and making sure that I haven't stated anything as fact. I'm pretty sure I have. So unless there's something specific, I'm willing
About
to
this,
take
what
it
does
back.
she mean? What does she mean about
I don't
this?
know. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, let us know, and then we'll get back to you.
Let me know, Kay.
What all did they find, or what all did the cops bring out? Just a couple bags, wasn't it, in a shoebox?
I know. Here, check this out.
Dark cloth.
Dark clothing. Yeah.
Let's
Thanks,
see.
JK.
2 large bundles of dark-colored cloth. Could not be sure if it was clothes, but it was definitely cloth. Brought out a Macy's shopping bag, a
Yeah,
shoebox,
that's weird.
and a small stack of books. Said they were thin books, not thick like encyclopedia books. Let me see here.
Maybe they were pictures.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Here, check this out. And let me tell you why I think that. Okay.
Oh.
See the camera?
Yes.
So he could take photos here and just develop the film himself, and nobody would ever have a clue or be able to trace it to anywhere.
Oh my goodness.
Where would he develop them? Sorry, Sleuth.
At work?
At the is it CVS, the 1 hour
Yeah.
photo booth?
Yep.
Do they have to account for the materials they use to develop the photos? Like,
They have a ticker and they keep track, but nobody's really keeping an
yeah,
eye on that. There's so much
right.
waste because of
Yeah, they
Yeah,
just
mistakes.
write it off as waste.
Yep.
yeah.
So is that what we're seeing?
Mm.
See the bag hanging here, kind of?
Oh, I see his bag.
Oh,
It looks like the bottom
oh,
part of his
well.
Looky
backpack.
there.
That's very interesting.
Good shot, Sleuth.
That's a
I
good
mean,
one.
why couldn't he develop that film?
He sure
Yeah,
could.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
just a thought. Anyway, well, you guys want to close it out?
Yeah.
Final thought.
Yeah. I saw Kate. I don't know if I stumbled my words or something, but what I was saying, Kay, was that there was a text message or a Facebook message that a person was a friend of Rick's, and they said that the person on the bridge had come forward and was cleared. I don't think I said that people had identified him to law enforcement, but they said they knew he was BG, and I don't know what else you meant, but that's what I think I was referring to.
Yeah,
That
and
text
I
chat.
agree with that. I think a couple people did know that Richard Allen was there on that
Yeah,
bridge. I believe that, and I believe they did come forward. I
yeah.
think Fig even did a video about it today, where a friend of theirs even came forward and
That's
mentioned him.
Thank you. That's where I saw it. It was Fig's
Yep.
video. Thank you, Sleuth. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, that's where I
Great
saw it.
video.
So you guys go check that out if you have a
Yeah,
question
it was
about it.
great video. Fig's video was wonderful. So yeah, that's all. And thank you for having me on,
Thank you, Michelle.
Sleuth. Yeah, no worries.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
GP,
Michelle.
what's on your mind before we get out of
Well,
here?
I just want everyone to know, in my opinion, that I look at it like this. If they've got the right guy, then they need to keep him healthy. I don't care if they got to put him on feed tubes. I don't care. However they got to do it, keep him healthy enough so he can go to trial. And if he's not guilty, then let's find the real guy. Let's figure this out.
And
It's
he's
like
not acting innocent, right?
he is not. So why wouldn't a lot of people assume, And that's what everybody does. If he's not acting like he's innocent, then we're all going to assume, yeah, he's the killer. So I feel bad for the victims. I've been on that side, and I know what it feels like. So I feel sorry for Becky and Mike and the whole family, because Anna, Carrie, all of them, they're all going to see stuff that is going to just make their mind just do a 360. It's going to be terrible. Um, of course, the judge will give them a choice if they want to see it or not. But yes, my heart goes to the families because I know what it feels like. So
Thank
that's
you for
just
calling
about
in.
all I got.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, and I try to stay up to date with you guys and stay on top of things. So try to. I
Well,
think
thank
I'm
you.
with the rest of us, just trying to figure out.
All right.
So
On that
thanks, Lou.
note, you're welcome. On that note, we're going to get out of here. Everybody in chat, thank you so much for hanging out. Hit the like on the way out, and have a great night. Peace out, guys.